Do you believe in God?
I don't.
So are you an atheist?
I have an absence of belief in God. If you want to call that atheism, it could be agnosticism. I'm not really sure, but I have an absence of belief in God. But it's not like I'm not going around telling people God doesn't exist.
Right.
It's sort of like if we heard a noise in the back right now, I wouldn't say to you, that was probably an invisible purple hippopotamus. I have no evidence that that's what it is. I would say it's probably a noise caused by something we've seen, something we can prove, something there's evidence for. I wouldn't tell you invisible purple hippopotamuses don't exist or could never exist.
Right.
I just have no reason to think that that's what caused the noise.
When people ask me what I identify as, I usually say agnostic. I don't put a gender, I don't put a form, I don't put any sort of parameters on God. I just go, I believe in God, but I don't know what that means exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have a parameter for that. And they said it right at the top, like, there's no shape or form, like, they don't define God. I'm like, well, that's basically how I feel. I like to...
So what people are really after is, what is my stance on religion or spirituality or God? And I would say if I had to find a word that came closest, it would be agnostic. Agnostic, a word dates from the 19th century, Huxley, to refer to someone who doesn't know, but hasn't yet really seen evidence for it, but is prepared to embrace the evidence if it's there, but if it's not, it won't be forced to have to think something that is not otherwise supported.
What's your own religious perspective?
I mean, in terms of my own religious practice?
Well, practice and belief.
Practice, there is none. Lighter, I'm tempted to say, unfortunately. It's not entirely any kind of decision that's under voluntary control, as you must know. In my own case, any endeavor or attempt to come closer to either a religious way of life or religious experience has been a failure. I say in one of my books, I forgot which one, I cannot pray, although I haven't made a very assiduous effort at prayer either. I gave it a few tries, didn't get what I was asking for, and gave it up as a bad deal. That may be a shallow, a meretricious point of view, but nonetheless, it has been governing in my life. So I can't say that my life has been a particularly flamboyant exhibition of religious commitment. On the other hand, I'm very intrigued by religious ideas, and I take them as seriously as I take anything, which may not be as seriously as you would wish, but I do take them seriously because I think there is a certain profundity, a level of truth in religious doctrine, which cannot be expressed in my preferred terms, say mathematically or in terms of a scientific theory, but which is nonetheless very resonant. I mean, there are no comparable words to express in the beginning was the Word. That seems to be a profound truth in some way. If I could tell you more about that profound truth, I would, but I can't, so I won't. But on that level, I think religion has, and the religious writings of mankind are a tremendous source of richness, tremendous.